3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, we're getting right into today's vlog. We are doing something pretty cool today, and I'm not going to tell you, so you're going to have to wait and see. But we're getting ready to leave. We have to be there by 9. It's like 8:20. So yeah, catch you guys in a bit. We're here at where we're going.
Babcock Ranch.
Babcock Ranch.
Going this way.
This way? Alright. Wow. This is like one of their mini museums here. Look at all this. This is so cool. I think I heard that we board the one ride that we're going on at 9:55. And I'm not sure what time it is right now. I'm pretty sure that's soon, so I'm gonna get a quick look around at everything. Oh. Sorry about that, I was getting a call. I'm gonna get a quick look around at everything as well, so before we go on the ride. Let's look at that. So cool. All this old tools and everything. When did they say we have to go for boarding?
They'll board us in about 10 minutes.
And where's that
5
at?
minutes, 10 minutes, right here, right there, where the snake and stuff was.
Oh, alright.
They have some cool t-shirts in here then after we're done.
To the back? Alright, perfect. Yep. Now make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to see the wildlife that we have on the along the tour route. So if you're sitting on the opposite side of where those animals are, make sure you stand up, take a look to the other side. We don't want you to miss anything that we come across this morning. So just as we go ahead and head out this morning, on behalf of the state of Florida, I'm going to welcome all of you to what is originally known as the Crescent Bee Ranch. The Crescent Bee is the brand of the Babcock family. You can see it on the top of the entrance sign. It is the crescent that has the letter B underneath it. Up until 2006, the Babcock family had a 91,000 acre working cattle ranch. I'm going to talk about other breeds of cattle on the ranch with us, and our cowboys that work them for us every day. Cowboys, they're going to ride their quarter horses. They're going to use those cur dogs. They will crack their cracker whips. Just to give everyone an idea how big 91,000 acres previously was. 14 miles on the left. Alligators are cold-blooded. They take on the temperature of the air, the water, wherever they may be. These little guys are going to grow about a foot a year up until about 6 years old. Sunbathe anyway. That gator will use the bones that he has underneath his skin. Those bones are called osteoderms. They're called scoots. They act like solar panels. And they collect, climb up onto the bank area and do exactly the same thing. I guarantee the water temperature is probably pretty cool. And in 3 locations of panels, there are just shy of 600,000 in all 3 areas put together. It is the largest solar area in Florida currently today. Solar community 5 miles south of us on State Road 31. They receive their energy from the location and it goes to the grid. So let's go. Come on. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Where's your friends this morning? Where's everybody else? We got to have a whole bunch of yous at the moment. So, all right, let me feed you. I'll give you a little bit of corn. We might see the rest of them come on over. So feral hogs, guys, were brought to Florida way back in 1539 by Hernandez on trunks of trees while harvesting resin to produce turpentine in the 1930s and 40s. Your permanent splash marks resemble calf faces. Now the bark of that tree, you'll notice, has a layering effect to it. Underneath the first layer, you'll find quite a few others. The reason the tree withstands one of our controlled burns. Saw palmetto, the next plant, the plants are forming, they're going to blossom. The bees then will come collect the nectar. Return to the hive and turn it into a very mild honey. It's called saw palmetto honey. Turn them into medicine, also into food. The berries are harvested today. We turn them into a medicine, helping to treat cancer. Stems of the plant cut razor sharp, saw-like teeth. Pioneers discovering Florida wandered through the dense locations. The stems of the plant cut clothing, and they would strip leaves off of those branches, crush them in their hands, rub them on their bodies, and it became an insect repellent. It has a very powerful smell. The leaves in your fingers up at the top. This is cinnamon. She says, there she is. Now, cracker cattle are descendants of the Andalusian cattle brought to Florida in 1521 by the Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon. These cattle roamed our state wild and free. They scrounge for food. They will eat just about anything. They graze the pastures that they are currently in. They will eat the tops of the saw palmetto plants. They eat American beauty berries and leaves of the oak trees. The cattle's meat is tough. It's not tasty. A good-sized cracker cow will weigh 800 to 1,200 pounds. Male and female have horns you notice on their heads. These cattle are quite tolerant of our soil heat, our good and humidity. They are disease resistant. They are mild-mannered. They make quite excellent pets. We have about 50 head of cracker cattle on the ranch with us here today. We keep them simply because of their historical purposes. Now, the only bull in our herd is this handsome boy right here. This is Melmo. Melmo provides us with the beautiful calves you may have seen directly behind us. The only bull in our herd. And let's not forget about Spikey. Spike is a steer. We're going to go ahead and see if Spike wants some corn also. Spike. Uh-oh. Melmo's not going to let him have any corn, no. Spike, my man, you want some corn this morning? Spikey, you want some corn? Do you want a lot of corn? Spike, you want a lot of corn? Okay, very good, big boy. There you go. All for you. So pretty cool. Cracker cattle, turkeys. The hogs come out of the pine flatlands. There's some sandhill cranes over there. So let's It looks a little different today than it did back then. The upstairs, that's where the ranch manager and his acres of pasture land that we graze our cattle, just like a horse. And remember, I mentioned it's not unusual for the birds to have a clutch of two. They have a clutch of two. All goes down. It is an epiphyte. It is much closer to them at the moment. Now, as they walk through the pasture, Mom and Dad both are going to feed the young. They tend to the babies together. I'll see if they'll come. Sometimes one or the other will come for corn. Oh, look at that. There you go. What happened there, Mama? Or Dad? What happened there? Uh-oh. There's the crows coming in, too. Comes some chiggers. They were eating some carrion yesterday. I can't imagine that there's anything left out there for them to consume, but probably kind of by the International Ocean Telegraph Company. They wanted to string the line through the center of the swamp, but they found out the swamp was too dense and too filled in. They settled to string it on the outer edge. At one time it wandered through the ranch to a location called Pacharasa. That's near the Senegal Bridge. It traveled underwater over to Cuba, the telegraph line that told of the sinking of the battleship Maine in the Havana harbor. That then resulted in the Spanish-American War in 1898. Now we call it the cypress swamp because of the bald cypress trees. They are the trees that have the very wide, flared trunks to them. Their branches have needles and not leaves. They drop their needles when it's wintertime. Their branches that beauty. Hello, baby girl. Hello. So white-tailed deer's breeding season here. Now they would take the small branches just about the size that I'm passing back. Our pioneers would tuck many of them underneath their mattresses as they got ready to go to bed at night. Pioneers would harvest thousands of those berries. Then when they threw them into a pot of water, they would 11 o'clock on my left. Now one bark of the tree on both sides quite smooth. Tree grows older, bark becomes smoother. The shorter tree, fairly close to us, it has stems. Pick one of the stems up, and they used it to take their boots off. The stems are called boot jacks. I have a boot jack here in the front of the buggy. This is what it looks like. Pioneers would take one of these, lay it flat on the ground as I demonstrate, put a boot in the V-wedge up front, put another boot where my hand is to hold it down, and that's how they removed their hot and sweaty boots. When they were finished, they would walk to the trunk of the tree, turn their boots upside down on those remaining boot jacks, dry them out, and use them for the next day's work. I did also, finding the center part at the top. They added salt pork, they added seasonings. The end result then was swamp cabbage. Piglets, baby piglets, baby piglets! Oh, this is cuteness overload right here. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Good morning, Dora. How do you like them? Let's talk about those baby piglets, okay? Remember that the sow, she will have an average of 5 little baby piglets every eyes wide open. An hour after birth, they're going to get up on their legs and they're going to... Don't you come in my doorway there, girl. So, anyways, you got 4 wild turkeys over here also. Let's go ahead and talk about the turkeys first of all. Their breeding season is February through the end of April. The gobblers, the toms, the beways, that's what you have here. They're going to strut their stumps, they're going to pluck their feathers, they get hens to mate with them. After doing so, hens will then create their nest in a depression on the ground. They're going to lay 8 to 12 eggs total. It takes them 2 weeks' time to do so. They will lay 1 egg every single day. 27 to 28 days later, it is the gestation period. Eggs will start to hatch open. We're going to call the little girls Jenny. Still on this side, guys, so you can see a few of the cows still moving over here to the right of us. When you burn an area like
the skidder helped us in our logging days to go ahead and pull logs out of the swamp. We cut cypress trees down when it was dry season. We let them lay until the rainy season came along. Then we'd hook a chain or a rope to the front end of the machine, wrap it around the logs, start it up. We'd be able to float the logs out. Sometimes they they got caught, they got snagged. Something's going to give. That chain of rope generally did. Flying back at the person standing next to it. Now quickly, they moved out of the way, they would not have been the same person running it the next day. It paid top dollar, $2 a day. All the men from Rouville wanted to run it. Logs were used to create barrels, pickling barrels, fermenting barrels. Early Coca-Cola crates are flats made out of this cypress wood. And the Indians, they used it to create their dugout canoes.
It's so beautiful out here, guys. It is really nice looking out here. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The pattern that they have is unique to each individual gator, just as our fingerprints are unique to each and every one of us. Now I'm going to bring her through the middle of the buggy. I'm going to let everybody touch her that wants to. You don't have to touch her if you don't want to. Her tail is where we're going to touch, okay? You can rub your fingers up and down the top side of the tail here. You're going to feel that it's coarse, it's rough. The underside of that tail is going to be very smooth, and the texture is going to be different in both areas. You can use one finger, or you can use two fingers, whatever you choose, okay? And we're going to talk a little more about alligators as we bring her through. So alligators have a breeding season. That breeding season, that's going to be April through the end of June. A female is going to mate with a bull alligator and then create a nest. A 2 to 3 foot nest altogether. Cover it over.
On the back side of the plant, that's called alligator flag. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Great blue heron just flew across the swamp water, and we're going to pull up.
Oh my goodness, there's some alligators out here. Just a couple of them. Oh gosh. Right over there by the alligator flag. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of gators. Lots and lots of alligators. Fish, but the birds. I don't see too many. There are gators everywhere. I hear a belted kingfisher, little bird.
Look at the one swimming.
Look at the soft-shelled turtle on the cabbage palm behind us, guys. Right on the cabbage palm that's laying in the swamp water there to the back end of the buggy at 4 o'clock. You got a nice soft-shelled turtle. Remember, they'll grow to be the size of a sea turtle.
Now is the time for Elijah to try a gator bite. He's very hesitant.
What if I don't like it?
I just gave you a napkin.
Here, try a little piece first.
There he goes. Just like chicken. Try it.
It's like chicken.
Put it in the marmalade. It'll be sweet. Nope. He's going for it. Going for it. He did it. He's trying to decide. And that is Elijah eating his very first gator bite.
Hey guys, we're back at the house, and I think this is the end of the vlog. I went swimming a little bit, didn't record any of it, but I had a nice long day. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's extra long, and I'll catch you tomorrow.